The medical insurance plan that begins at the age of 60. Medi 60 from Sri Lanka Insurance. Call 0112 357 357.
In a few moments, the news.
Sri Lanka Insurance, like a father, like a mother.
This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
(6:15 p.m.) This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The news edited by Dulmin Samarasinghe, assisted by Chatura, and read by Geethanjali Ramanayaka. The headlines. It has been emphasized that the government is taking democratic measures to solve problems. The security authorities say that national security has been ensured. The tourism industry affected due to false information and protests. The third term of academic year 2021 of government and government-approved private schools ends today. A stock of illegally imported cigarettes has been taken into custody by the Excise Department. Foreign news, thousands of people are fleeing Ukraine's Donbas. Sports, football. Barcelona could break the record attendance for a women's game for the second time. News in detail. A debate took place today in Parliament about the present situation in the country. Leader of the House, Minister Dinesh Gunawardena, said that the government is taking measures to solve problems democratically. He said the Speaker has commenced discussions with party leaders. Emergency law has been revoked. Replying to questions of the opposition leader, the Speaker said in Parliament today that there is no continuing emergency law or curfew. He said that the government is taking steps to protect the lives of the people and requested the opposition to act with responsibility. MP Bandula Gunawardena said that there is a financial crisis at present and the Parliament cannot step out of the issue. Foreign reserves have decreased in 2016 as well. As a result, there was a crisis in paying debt and interest. The economy was collapsed due to the closure of the country for 1 year amid the pandemic. MP Gunawardena said that as a result, revenue avenues such as the tourism industry, which brings dollars, were blocked. Speaking in Parliament, Venerable Athuraliye Ratanathero said that an independent political force should be built as a solution to the present crisis. MP Vijayadasa Rajapaksa said that problems should be solved without being divided on political party lines. He said that not only politicians, but the public service and the judiciary should also be held responsible for the present situation. Parliamentarian J.C. Alawathuala requested to listen to the problems of the people without suppressing them. He said it is important to provide solutions by understanding the true problems in the country. MP Prasanna Rantunga said, in the past, conspiracies were launched when a leader suitable to the country came to power. He pointed out that 6.9 million people have voted for the present president. He further said that although such incidents occurred during the rule of former President J.R. Jayawardena, he did not resign. MP Dayasiri Jayasekara has emphasized the best place to get solutions to the problems is the Parliament. He said that there is no result of conducting protests on roads. He further said if an election is held at present, no one in Parliament will get re-elected. Secretary to the Minister of Tourism Siripala Hettiarachchi says that false information given over social media about protests has affected the industry. He said it will have an impact on about 3 million people directly and indirectly employed in the industry. The Ministry of Education says that the third term of academic year 2021 of government and government-approved private schools ends today. Earlier, it was decided to end the term on Friday. The ministry said that the school's term for 2022 is scheduled to begin on the 18th of April. A stock of cigarettes imported illegally to the country has been seized by the Excise Department. The department said the value of the stock is more than 1.5 million rupees. The cigarettes have been taken into custody of the department at Chawakachari area and those have been confiscated. A fine of 500,000 rupees has been imposed on a suspect. This news broadcast comes to you from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
The medical insurance plan that begins at the age of 60. Medi 60 from Sri Lanka Insurance.
As part of a series of programs organised by the Department of Communication of Parliament to raise awareness on the business and process of Parliament, a special program for a group of officials of the Central Bank was successfully concluded recently. The program briefed the officials of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka on Committee on Public Finance, the Committee on Public Enterprises and the Committee on Public Accounts. The Asian Development Bank says that Sri Lanka's economic growth will be 2.4% this year. The bank said factors including corona pandemic, foreign exchange shortage and debt payments have led to the situation. The bank further said that Sri Lanka will achieve an economic growth of 2.5% next year. And that ends local news for now.
The medical insurance plan that begins at the age of 60. Medi 60 from Sri Lanka Insurance. A health insurance plan to honour our most valued elders by the protectors of the nation. We now give our treasured senior citizens access to the very best medical insurance, specially tailored for anyone over 60. What's more, you don't need medical screening to access this policy. And Medi 60 covers a wide range of illnesses. Only from Sri Lanka Insurance. Call 0112 357 357.
In the main news story, the armed forces and police have taken steps to prevent an impact on national security, although there are protests in the country. National security has been ensured during the past 2.5 years. While the armed forces are implementing security measures with a plan, police are taking measures to maintain law and order while protecting public property. Police said that they have received information certain organised groups are trying to disrupt civilian life using violence under the pretext of protests. Police said protests are also being used to achieve certain personal ambitions. Police further said that security authorities are paying their attention on a group which sends information and photographs on incidents to foreign media organisations. And that was the main news story.
Watch Life is brought to you by More Prizes, More Gains with CIB New Year offers. Valuable gifts for every bill. 20% discount for bank cards until 10th of April. Visit CIB today.
In Watchlight, the Railways Department has cautioned motorists and pedestrians to be watchful when using the railway crossings during the power cuts where the railway gates do not function. The Railways Superintendents of Transportation ADG Senuratna said the majority of the railway crossings are equipped with bell and light, which are operated by electricity. And that was Watchlight.
More prizes, more gains with CIB New Year offers. Valuable gifts for every bill. 20% discount for bank cards until 10th of April. Visit CIB today.
World News. Brought to you by courtesy of...
No matter what anyone says, for your lease, visit the Leasing Mahagedara. People's Leasing, Friendly Leasing Mahagedara. More information from the nearest People's Leasing branch.
People's Leasing, the trusted leader.
World News headlines. Thousands of people are fleeing Ukraine's Donbas. The US decides to sell defense equipment to Taiwan. 42,000-year-old Australian Aboriginal remains are to be reburied. World News in detail. Thousands of people are fleeing Ukraine's Donbas as Russia shifts the focus of its attacks to the east of the country. Ukrainian authorities are calling on people to evacuate the eastern Luhansk region with 5 humanitarian corridors out of the area planned today. The US is expected to announce more restrictions against Russian banks as well as measures targeting Vladimir Putin's 2 adult daughters. The US administration of President Joe Biden has decided to sell to Taiwan equipment related to the Patriot air defense system. The administration said yesterday it has notified Congress of its decision. The proposed deal is worth $95 million and includes support for the operation of the Patriot system and related equipment. The remains of 108 Aboriginal people who died about 42,000 years ago will be reburied in outback Australia years after they were first dug up without permission. These include the remains of Mongo Man, which was famously discovered in 1974 and helped rewrite Australia's history. The decision comes after federal government finalised a 4-year-long formal assessment about the reburial. To end this World News Bulletin, back to the headlines. Thousands of people are fleeing Ukraine's Donbas. The US decides to sell defence equipment to Taiwan. 42,000-year-old Australian Aboriginal remains are to be reburied. And that ends World News.
World News. Brought to you by courtesy of...
For your wheel lease, visit the Leasing Mahagedara. People's Leasing, friendly leasing Mahagedara. More information from the nearest People's Leasing branch.
People's Leasing, the trusted leader.
Development News is brought to you by... Let's take coal out of the coconut tree and make the island thriving and prosperous. Call our hotline 1928. WhatsApp 070 400 1928.
The Sri Lanka Association for Software and Services Companies recently signed MOUs with Sabragamur, Wayamba, Eastern and Central startup hubs covering 4 provinces. The main intention of this move was to extend opportunities to regional entrepreneurial startups and SMEs in capacity and skills building, technology, diffusion and gender-specific initiatives that in turn will give rise to IT, BPM companies and tech startups across the country. And that was Development News.
Development News was brought to you by... The coconut tree is well grown in almost all the parts of the island. It is an exceptional source of extra income. The shell, the husk and almost all the parts of the coconut tree makes you money, providing you with an excellent extra source of income. It will also help to nourish the economy of the country. You will be guided with all necessary informations regarding the coconut cultivation, with the novel cultivation techniques and all other related and upgraded informations by the Coconut Research Institute, Lunavilla. Call our hotline 1928. WhatsApp 070 400 1928.
Sports News is brought to you by
Sampath Bank. We present your future.
And sports news, it's football. Barcelona could break the record attendance for a women's game for the second time in a month after selling out their Champions League semi-final first leg against Wolfsburg. Barca says the home leg on 22nd April has sold out just over 24 hours. A crowd of 91,553 attended the quarter-final second leg against El Clasico rivals Real Madrid at the Nou Camp on 30th March, breaking a 23-year-old record. The Spanish side are defending a title they won for the first time in 2021. And that was Sports News.
Cash through NSP globally and win wonderful gifts locally. From October 1st, 2021 to December 31st, 2022. Remit a minimum of $100 or an equivalent amount in any foreign currency 3 times through NSB U Trust.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Oral Corporation has offered businesses and the public the opportunity to lease solar energy, thereby setting a new trend of enabling a viable energy solution at a minimal cost. Through this offer, the customers will not have to pay the high upfront costs generally incurred for solar equipment and installations, but still enjoy the same benefits as that of a solar power user. And that was Business News.
Business News, sponsored by
Cash through NSP globally and win wonderful gifts locally. Will you be the lucky winner of the NSP Golden Jubilee? 50 gold sovereigns for the top prize winner of the NSP Golden Jubilee, scooters for the 10 second prize winners, iPhones for the 10 third prize winners, mountain bikes for the 29 fourth prize winners. From October 1st, 2021 to December 31st, 2022. Remit a minimum of $100 or an equivalent amount in any foreign currency 3 times through NSB U Trust.
In economic news, the central bank has announced the official exchange rates for today. According to the central bank, the selling rate of a US dollar now stands at 308 rupees and 49 cents. The buying rate of the US dollar is 298 and 10 cents. And that was economic news. On to the weather report. The Met Department says thunder showers accompanied by severe lightning are likely to occur at several places in the western, central, Sabrangabur, southern, Ua, eastern and north central provinces and in the Kurunegala district. Heavy showers above 100 millimeters can be expected at some places. There may be temporarily localized strong winds during thunder showers. Meanwhile, the sun is directly over Sri Lanka from the 5th to the 15th of April. The nearest area of Sri Lanka over which the sun is overhead tomorrow noon are Mount Lavinia, Boralaskamuwa, Kottawa, Bope, Muskelia, Gurutalawa and Vedikumbura. That was the weather report, and to end this news broadcast, a reminder of the headlines. It has been emphasized that the government is taking democratic measures to solve problems. The security authorities say that national security has been ensured. The tourism industry affected due to false information and protests. The third term of academic year 2021 of government and government-approved private schools ends today. A stock of illegally imported cigarettes has been taken into custody by the Excise Department. In foreign news, thousands of people are fleeing Ukraine's Donbas. Sports, football, Barcelona could break the record attendance for women's game for the second time. And with that, we end this news broadcast from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.